FM, a station that takes you to a brighter future. But we are changing things. Radio Makanda 102.1 FM. It's so exciting, so exciting, so exciting. It's been a full working day, tiring. I'm feeling tired. But again, it's festival fever. Festival fever. Kwantu makelwan. Sizoba lit radio programs down. You are listening to Soul Sunday with Wonga Letu Lulonge Mtana. Wonga Letu Lulonge Mtana. Your host with the most, the best radio presenter. And we are just lucky in studio. We do have our guests, representatives from the incident. Uh, the poster is exciting. And what is read in our program is so exciting. Hoping when we experience it, it will be so exciting as well. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on Radio Makanda.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. My name is Zaza Muchemwa, and I'm the director for the incident. And this is Joakin. I guess you want to say your name yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Joakin Down. I'm the writer and producer of the incident. Thanks for having us.
Yes, I'm so excited every time my guests arrive. I get so excited, even though some I haven't seen their work. I want, when I was reading through my program and through that press release you sent me, I had a question. We see a race is such a deep, a sensitive topic. So I'd like to know why I chose to include race in it.
I think race is a really pertinent issue of our time. I think for as long as human beings have been in existence, and for as long as we have tried to understand each other by trying to differentiate what it is that makes us different from each other. And as a result of that, you'll find that there are conflicts that have been happening across the entire globe, and then you also have oppression that happens to a people because of their race. So I think a lot of injustices that you see happening in the world are usually based on the idea of racial differences, or the idea of trying to push forward a kind of a supremacy of a particular race. And I think sometimes the racial issues are very pronounced and are very easy to actually see and articulate. But some of them are so deep-seated in our everyday, so deep-seated in our interactions with each other, that it's difficult to actually to see where the problem really is. But you know that there's something wrong with this picture, or there's something wrong with this conversation. It triggers something in your mind, but still getting to a space where you can actually have an honest conversation on racial issues, on racial differences. I think it takes a lot of guts. It also takes a lot of understanding of our human condition as people. And then I'll also let the playwright speak now.
What was the question again?
That race is such a sensitive issue, we know globally. So I want to know what drove you to choose to include that subject in your production.
Yeah, after that eloquent answer from Zaza, I will try to do something as well.
Yes.
But I think it's really one of the things we wanted to do is, because nobody really wants to talk about it, and I'm originally from Sweden, and it's very similar. Of course, it's a different context. We didn't have the history of South Africa, but the issue is still very much something nobody wants to talk about. So we thought if we can do it through theater, it's a different way of connecting with people. If we can have a dialogue or make people think about these issues, rather than just putting them sort of under the carpet and pretending like they're not there, let's try to talk about them. And sometimes theater can be a way of engaging in a different way, with different senses, rather than just debating in a political debate, or some kind of advocacy or something like this, or however you do. Theater sometimes has this power where we can connect with characters in a story that sort of it's not directly related to us, but we can
Yes,
relate to them in a
yes,
story. We're
yes,
sort of
yes.
watching a story rather than directly in our reality. And that sometimes helps to distance ourselves to be able to have that dialogue. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with this show.
Yes, yes. So, can you tell us more, or not more, because we still want people to go there.
Yeah, definitely. We do want people.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the incident.
Well, the incident is really about an interracial couple trying to navigate their cultural and traditional differences that arise when an incident involving the woman threatens their position in society. That's the incident.
So short and sweet. Perfect. Perfect. Let's go to one song just to catch our breath. Wow. To catch our breath. Remember, you are still tuned in, listening to Makanda, Radio Makanda 102.1 FM, a station that takes you to a brighter future, with myself, Wongalitu Longemtana, and I'm there, and I'm DJ Tiniza, and we have our favorite celebrity with us, King Snezo, and we have the representatives from the incident. So tune in. Don't turn that button. Don't turn that button. I will give you la boys to men. End of the road. Jonga ba uyanga ngomso with the incident. It's the end of you. It's the end. You've got to go and check out the incident. Sizoba lit Radio Crime Sound is the festival fever as Lali 2 we are always on the ground making sure Mpulapuli that we bring you the best entertainment. Yeah, the best entertainment. So kuya kaloku the boys to men. Is on the end of the road. If you have not bought a ticket for the incident, or if you are not going to be around when the incident is showcased, well, it's the end of the road for you. Yeah, in studio we have representative guests, honorable guests from the incident, and award-winning new play by this name is rather complicated. Joakin, is it Joakin?
Joakin.
Wow, Joakin, is it Dawn?
Down.
Yes, down. Joakim down.
Joakin Down. Wow, I sound professional. Joakin Down. This is the incident, an award-winning new play by Joakin Down. Wow, I'm perfect. But it's not about me. I'm interested because this will be showcased for 6 hours, I'd say. Is it 6 hours? Straight 6 hours. Is it 6
It's
hours?
a 1 hour 15-minute show,
Oh.
and we have 3 performances.
Oh.
2 July at 12 p.m.
Oh.
8 p.m. 2 July, and 4 p.m. on 3 July in the
Oh.
rehearsal room at the Monument.
Okay. I'd like to know. I know it is perfect. So I'd like to know
No
how much of a work goes into making sure when you showcase your play, it's so perfect that we when we are watching, we don't lose interest and nothing goes wrong.
So we've had 3-week rehearsal,
Yes.
mainly 9 to 6 p.m. Every day except Sunday.
Yes.
And yeah, it takes a lot of work, and,
Yes.
and sometimes it always feels like there's more that we can do. There's more that I can do. I think for me as a director, I think I'll be satisfied the moment that the performance begins tomorrow. Then after that, I'll be like, yeah, we did it. We're here now.
So the incident, I'd like to know also what's the purpose, what are you trying to do, because I know when a play is structured and showcased, there's actually a message behind it, or an impact that you as the producer or writer, director, you want it to have on the next person, who is us, the viewers. So I'd like to know what the purpose or the message. Yeah, all this.
I think it's really humanizing the pertinent issues of our time, and also uh, getting people to really start a conversation on those issues.
Yes.
So I hope that people will be moved
Yes.
to conversation.
Our friend is not, is afraid. I don't know if he's afraid or what. I don't know. But he always hesitates to talk. I don't know.
Zaza is very eloquent when she speaks.
Yes.
That's why I let her speak more, you know.
Oh.
That's why I employed her. No, but one thing is, I mean, yeah, as Zaza mentioned, I think what I would like to do, or what we would like to do, is really get people to be
Yes.
moved by the
Yes.
story and start thinking about these issues, like we talked about earlier, about race, about diversity, about how we see the other. Sometimes we carry things with us and we sort of see everything from our perspective. We
Yes.
fail to think about what the perspective is from the other person, and that sometimes creates conflicts or misunderstandings.
Yes.
And the
yes,
play is
yes,
very much
yes.
about that. So I think if we can put a little seed or start a conversation around those things,
Yes.
that would be very exciting.
Yes. Yes.
Having said that, I think one of the exciting things about theatre is that you can't really predict what an audience is going to
Yes,
feel. You
yes.
can have an intention, but people might come out with a different
Yes.
emotion or a different feeling, and that's also very exciting about theatre being live,
Yes,
and that
yes.
interaction with the audience, seeing a reaction from the audience or hearing a comment afterwards.
Yes.
It's also very exciting, and I think that's one of the things I love about theatre, that you have that direct contact with the audience, which with the other mediums you don't have. So we'll see what the reaction is in Grahamstown, South Africa. We don't know
Yes.
yet.
So you are the director?
Yes, I'm the director of the show. And then Joakin.
I'm the writer and the producer.
Okay. So I'd like to ask. We always see and experience young people getting into art, trying to do it for themselves, whether in play, showcasing, singing poetry, and all that stuff, directing. So I'd like to know, from your respectful positions as the director, writer, producer, what message do you have for a young person thinking to be a director, thinking of being a producer or a writer?
Are you saying we're not young?
Wow,
I
didn't
don't know.
expect
I know that I'm young. I don't need to be told that I'm young. I don't know about you and your doubts.
No, I'm not saying that, but at this moment you are our honorable guest.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think my advice will be empower yourself with knowledge.
Yes.
Go to school, gain skills in the area that you want to focus on in terms of the arts, as well as also look for people who can be sort of like a beacon for you as an artist. People you say that, okay, this is how much I want, this is the kind of work that I want to create. I want to create it at a level like this person or like that person. So really, I think it takes a lot of work, and for me, I'm still there's a lot that I'm learning.
yes.
There's more that the more I do the work that I do, the more I learn. So gain
Yes.
skills, go to school, find the experience, connect to people who can connect you to more things that actually, to more tools that can actually help you to develop your craft, so that you can actually survive off your craft.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's important. Survival. Survival.
I would say one thing is you really have to want it.
Yes.
I don't think there's an easy way for anyone in the arts, whatever background you have. So you really have to want it, and there's going to be those moments where you think it's not going to work out financially or artistically or anything. So you really have to go press through those moments, and you'll see sort of light in the tunnel. Because I think sometimes we stop halfway because of pressure from family or parents, or
Yes, yes.
you know, get a real job or such comments like that. So I think that's really important, and also kind of what Zaza is saying. I think having role models, whether it's from afar, like artists that you like aspire to, their art that you like theater that you enjoy or like you
Yes.
would like to take on, and also people, if you can find those people who can mentor you, kind of be there for you, someone you can talk to, who has been there and done more than you have. Maybe that's really useful, I think. especially when you have these moments where you have doubts, because there'll be a lot of doubts, I think, in the theatre and the arts. You have amazing moments, and then you have moments where you sort of, that pressure of giving up, so it's sort of pushing through, and usually you'll come to a point where things work out nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a lot. This is a lot for me. I'd like to go and have a sip of my favorite tasty water. But while we are on break, when we are back, actually, when we are back, I'd like to know. I'd like to know what was your first thought when you landed in Grahamstown? Not now, your first thought. Yeah, well, Makhanda, Radio Makhanda, 102.1 FM, a station that takes you to the brother. Between myself, Wongalitu, Lulonge Mtana, Wongalitu, Lulonge Mtana. Lulonge Mtana, 3 to 6 every Sundays. Wow, every Sunday is 3 to 6, 3 to 6. Radio Makhanda, 102.1 FM, a station that takes you to a brighter future. And in house, we have our honorables, the writer, producer, and the director of the incident, the award-winning play. So we want to know when they first landed in Grahamstown. What were their first thoughts?
Oh my goodness, that's a bit of a difficult question for me. But I think the first feeling was, oh my goodness, why are we only here for a short time? Because this town looks like it's going to be so much fun being in the city, and I really want to really immerse myself into the space. So the first thought was, I'm going to be having to be leaving soon, and that sucks.
Wow.
I think my feeling was quite similar, but it was of excitement.
Yes.
Because Zaza said 3 weeks, but we've actually been working on this for like 6 months or more, leading up to this. So to be able to come here to South Africa and be here, so it was really excitement. So I'm hoping it will continue like that.
Yes. Before we close it off, before you tell everybody where to find you, where to find the tickets and all that, I have a question to ask. Being poor or rich, do you choose to be poor? Do you wish, not choose, do you wish to be poor or rich, and why?
Oh, it depends on in what way. Are you poor in terms of material resources, or are you poor in terms of wisdom?
Wow. You can stipulate when you are saying, I chose to be rich in why.
Well, I choose to be rich in everything. I would want to be rich in terms of the people who surround me,
yes.
In terms of the generosity of the creatives I work with, and of course material resources are also quite great to have, because
yes,
then you get to do a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I guess I would say I would try to, whatever I do, to be happy.
Yes.
Because if I only cared about richness in terms of material wealth, I wouldn't have gone into theatre for sure. So I think there's more to, there's a balance, kind of like Zaza was saying. You need friends, you need family, you need some material stuff, otherwise you can't always create your dreams or live well, so there has to be a balance.
Yes, yes.
So I think once you find that balance, that will make you happy.
Wow. Perfectly answered. Perfectly answered. So, final words in saying goodbye to our listeners and where to find the incident next and all that stuff.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening to us,
Yes.
and thank you for having us
It's a
on air.
pleasure.
I'll leave the producer to give the details of where you can get the
Yes,
tickets
yes,
and
yes.
where the show is happening.
It's a pleasure being here. The incident will be on Monday, 2 July at 12 p.m. at the rehearsal room, at 8 p.m. at the rehearsal room. We also have a post-show discussion then. And the 3rd of July in the rehearsal room at 4 p.m. And tickets can online at the National Arts Festival website or at the venue. Thank you very much.
Protocol followed. Protocol followed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are still listening to Radio Makanda 102.1 FM, a station that takes you to a brighter future. Masibakhuphe ngaye Alicia Keys esikalogena It Ain't You so Saturday 3 to 6 with myself, the host with the most. Wonga lethu lolonke mthana ijwarha elikhulu apha ijwarha elikhulu enjoyable lapho.